is there's an article that says, why are the top 10 reasons for hiring a personal injury attorney? There's so much information out there on the internet nowadays, and people, some people have had more than one wreck that they think they can do it themselves. But what's interesting is insurance companies have done their own studies which show that if someone's in an accident and they hire a personal injury law firm like Schwartz and Associates, you're going to get on average $2 to $4.5 more dollars than you would have trying to do it on your own. And the reason why are so many different reasons, but it's like Bob said. Most people don't realize you can stack uninsured motorist coverage. Or if the person who hit you just doesn't have enough insurance and you have uninsured motorist, it really magically becomes underinsured motorist coverage. So there's just so many reasons why it's important to hire a law firm if you're in an accident. And I tell people all the time, because we'll get people who will call us at the law firm, and you can always do that yourself at 601-988-8888, that have questions. And really what they're doing is they're just trying to get answers so that they think they can go handle the insurance company themselves. But there are such a cornucopia of factors that come into play when it comes to the value of your case, and with regard to liability and comparative fault and stacking, and is your injury causally connected? What if you had a pre-existing injury? Did it become worsened as a result of the wreck? And then that all ties into, medical evidence and so forth. So there are just so many things that a law firm does to ensure that the value of your case and that your case is handled appropriately, that it's just hard to do it yourself. And I tell people, guess what? You take your car to a body shop. You're going to let the body shop fix your car. You're not going to try to do that yourself. You are injured, so you're receiving medical treatment. You're going to go see a medical professional. You're not going to try to do that yourself. So why try to handle the legal side of your case by yourself? You're using the auto expert. You're using the medical experts. Well, use the legal, knowledge and the legal firm that deals with this day in and day out. So there's top 10 reasons why you should hire an attorney, in this case, a personal injury attorney. The top 10 is this. It says, first, insurance companies take advantage of people that do not have an attorney. Insurance companies have trained employees whose only job is to resolve claims as quickly and cheaply as possible. And it says these employees are bonused on how quickly and how inexpensively they can resolve claims. And you'll see that. If you've ever been in an accident, you'll be shocked. Sometimes you hear from the adverse insurance company within a matter of days where they're like, hey, this is Bob from XYZ Insurance Company. Let's talk about your car. They'll talk about property damage, and then they'll quickly pivot to bodily injury, which is you as a person. And they'll be like, hey, we'll give you $500. We'll give you $1,000. We'll give you $1,500, and we'll pay that emergency room visit you had. And sometimes they'll even say, we'll pay for any bills you have related to the accident for the first 30 days from the date of the wreck. That sounds great, if you're not hurting or if you think you're going to recover quickly or you're not, a big advocate of getting medical treatment. But what happens on the 32nd day? You go to your family doctor, and they're like, you need an MRI. Well, folks, that's $1,500. Or if they're like, yeah, your shoulder hadn't gotten better. We really think you need physical therapy now. Or we may need to do surgery on that shoulder, and you've signed a release. You've waived your rights to a claim. So, the insurance companies want to get closure. That's their goal. They want to shut down your case as quickly as possible so that they have certainty with regard to the value of your case. Because traditionally, if you're in a wreck, unless you are very blessed and walk away with no injuries, most people are not back to 100% within 30 days. The human body just doesn't recover that quickly, especially, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you're going to be sore when you get through. And, their airbag explodes, which thankfully those save a lot of lives. But, that causes, stress and strain. So many different things to consider with regard to a wreck. Another thing is insurance companies now try to, if you don't have a lawyer, throw out what's called comparative fault. They're going to say, okay, we're so sorry you were in an accident. We think our insured was 80% at fault, but we think you were 20% at fault. We asked you on the phone how fast you were going, and you said you were going 37 miles per hour. Well, guess what? It was a 35-mile-an-hour zone. So we think that 2 miles per hour contributed to the accident, so we're going to put 20% at fault on you. Well, what does that mean in the real world? Well, if your car has $10,000 worth of repairs and they're only accepting 80%, that means they only are going to offer you $8,000. They're telling you to come out of your own pocket $2,000 to repair your car. When it comes to settling your case, if they're going to make you an offer of $5,000, they're going to deduct 20% of that and say, hey, only $4,000. We're only going to pay you $4,000. And that's another thing. They're going to argue comparative fault because when they initially talk to you, they are very kind, and I'm not disparaging personally because I know a lot of insurance adjusters. I've been doing this since 1994, and very nice folks. But they have a job to do, and their job is to resolve claims quickly and cheaply. They are trying to protect the insurance company's money, because how does an insurance company make money? When they pay you less money. So the key is they're going to use all these tricks and tactics to determine how can they reduce the value of your claim. Again, another reason why you need to hire a law firm. Very important. And then damages is the third reason. You're in a wreck. You may be thinking about your car. Oh, my gosh, my car is damaged. How am I going to get to and from work? Well, then that may impact your ability to work. So you have lost wages. You have pain and suffering. You have medical bills. Are you married? Is there a loss of consortium claim? So many different things that come into play. So it's just unreal the number of factors that are involved in why you need to hire a law firm. And I've just only gone through, 3 at that point. There's a list of 10 things. So that's why Schwartz and Associates is the right call for you to make when you're involved in an accident.